How's it going, everybody? It's that time again. We got another car to work on. We're going to be changing the starter out today on a V6 2005 Hyundai Sonata. If you want to find out what to do and what to use and how things go, stick around. As you can see, you want to get your jack on a nice spot, and always take your hand and feel under here. Let's see if there's any brake lines or anything you're going to damage, but usually you can tell where they want you to put your jack. And then all you do is just raise it up. We're going to put a jack stand under there. We're going to do that on both sides. But you got to get it up in the air far enough where we can get a jack stand under there. And have enough room to work on removing the starter. Jack stand and set it up in there. That's good right there. Then set your jack down slowly. And go to the other side and do the same thing. Okay, so we got both our jack stands in there, and they're both set up at the same height. This concrete floor is pretty level. We got the jack in there. Might as well leave it in because you're going to use that to bring it up to get that jack stand out. So don't take out your jack once you put that last jack stand in. That's a nice little tip. So if you come around on the front, you can see that we have plenty of room to work here. And the starter on this car is just right underneath here. And it is located right here, right up there. So I don't know if you can see that good or not, but yeah, you got to take that nut off right there, and that first nut is going to take off that. It's a heat deflector. There's a nut right there. Okay, now this exhaust gets really hot, so you got to have something there to dissipate the heat, so otherwise you'd burn up your starter real quick. This original starter been past due, needing to be changed, and that's what we're getting into. So the first thing we got to do is take that nut off. So stick around, we'll find out what size that is. Well, I'm going to use a short extension with a small low profile 10 millimeter socket for this. That would be best, I believe. You can see in here. Let's see here. And I'm just going to take that right off, just like that. Once you get it loose, you can just take your hand and take it off there, and make sure you save all your pieces. Alright, and there might be one more we got to take off. Now, as you can see, I got two more bolts there I got to take off. I got to get this one out, I got to get that one out, then this dust collector will come off, or the heat shield, I'm sorry, will come off of there, and then we've got to get these bolts out, and the starter will come out. But those are the two next bolts we got to work on. So let me get my wrench and start getting those out of there. And once you get them started, they should come right off pretty easily, like this one is. Save your bolts nuts somewhere where you can find them again, of course. Just get them loose and they should come out of there pretty easy. There we go. You hear that dust? I don't know why I keep calling it a dust cover, but it's a heat deflector shield to keep the starter from getting too hot and burning up prematurely. But once you get that stuff loose, you can hear it, and there it comes. It's going to come right out of there. Get this bolt out of there, but you can see it has to kind of go over first, and then it'll come out of there. You got to get it off that stud of that other screw. It can be a pain. It's up out of the way. So what we're going to do now, what we should have done to begin with, was disconnect the negative battery terminal just in case we were to touch some of these terminals on accident. So we're going to do that real quick, and then we'll start taking the 2 bolts out, and we don't even have to remove that dust cover or the heat deflector shield totally, and we just need it up out of the way so we can slide that thing out of there. Alright, so what you're going to notice on these Hyundais, this is a 2005. Probably most Hyundais have got 10 millimeter. I've got a deep well 10 millimeter here that's giving me the ability to go over this long threaded bolt. That stubby and that short extension weren't going to work here, so I've got that going. Then I can just pop that off of there, and what that's going to do is if I touch off on anything underneath there when I'm moving around that heat shield or any of the other stuff, it's going to keep us from grounding out and causing computer damage and all that good stuff. Okay, the bolts that hold the starter in are 14 millimeter. So just get them loose. You got one here, and then you've got one up inside here. One way up inside there. You can see it with the green on it next to that wiring harness. That's the next one we got to get out. That's the top of the starter there, and then it'll come right out of there. Get this bolt out. Gotta get a wrench or a socket on that next one. Well, you can see what you got to do to get this one going. Got to get a 14 millimeter deep well, and or a 14 and a stubby would work too, I imagine. But that's to get it going. And then actually I'll probably run that back in and put a stubby on there. Alright, you can see I got a little small extension that we used earlier to take the heat deflector shield off. We're using that again to get this top bolt of the starter out, and you can see we've got it loose. It's coming, so we just got to keep working it till it comes out of there. We might even be able to get it by hand. I'm not sure. Try and get it by hand here. No. Just keep working it till it comes off of there, I guess. coming out of there. Slowly but surely. She's coming. Slowly but surely, it's coming out of there. There it is. We got it. All right. Alright, now as you can see, I've got the starter exposed to where you can see it. It's unbolted on the other side. We got the heat deflector shield shoved way up out of the way. It's an absolute nightmare. It gets all in the way. But what you want to do is you want to reach in here and grab this wire here and pull it off. Okay, get that one off and out of the way there. And then you want to, I've got this nut already loose, but it's a 1/2 inch. And you just want to take your finger once you get it loose and take it the rest of the way off. Now that new starter might have a nut on it, but in case it doesn't, save this nut and so you can use it again. But see, then you just pop the electrical wire. Should come right off of there. Yep, and it should come right off of there, but you know, everything fights you the whole way. There we go. Alright, so we're all unhooked now, and that starter should come right out of there. Now, nope, there we go. And the deflector shield's holding it. There we go, folks. We got her out of there. Now we just got to take this up and get us a new one. Stick around. We got the new starter and it's going in.